Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to R Square Technology. I'm your host Ryan, and let's get ready to SolidWorks! Happy hump day everyone, I hope you're making it through the week okay. I know I'm struggling just a little bit and could use some coffee, but hey, we'll keep pressing on. So in this random tutorial video, we are continuing the series brought to you by 3D Design Work, where I found this whole set of drawings. Their Instagram handle will be in the description below. Check them out, show them some love, and of course check out my Instagram and show me some love. Give me a follow. So in this one video, we're going to be doing 3 different parts. They're fairly simple, so hence why we'll go with that lucky number 3. It's lucky number 7, but I'm going to make it 3, okay? So with that, fasten your seatbelt and let's get into it. Alright everyone, we're going to start out with the part that they title as the link. And to do this, we're going to choose the ever fun front plane, select in the feature tree, Control 8 to bring it normal to. Make sure you're in the sketch tab. And then we will start out here with a midpoint line, making sure the midpoint is coincident with the origin, drag out. And we want a horizontal relation for the line. Dimension isn't going to matter quite yet. I'm going to click on the line and choose for construction. Then from here we can give it our dimension of 120 millimeters. If you're not already in those units based on the previous video, you just come up here under your options, you go to the document properties, come to units, and select millimeter ground second. I'm going to hit cancel because it's already in that. If I hit OK, then it closes out of the sketch. I have to go back into it. Now from here, I'm actually going to come up here and choose a straight slot. And I'm going to choose this endpoint and this endpoint. And then we're just going to drag out about here. And I love how it auto dimensions for you on this part here. Our width is 25 millimeters. And we're fully defined. Now we can slap some additional items in here, some circles, center, center on midpoint, and center on the end point there. Next thing I'm going to do is press and hold the control key and select all 3 circles and give them an equal relation. That way I only have to dimension 1. And then this will be 15 mils for this, and it doesn't look like that last one got selected. That's okay. Press and hold control keys, select this, equal. Alright, now they will all change equally. Now from here, we can simply just go to our features tab, choose extrude boss base, and we're going to use yet again my favorite end condition, which is going to be mid-plane. And the thickness of this part is 10 mil. So we're already there. I don't have to change that dimension. I can select OK. Control S. Remember, save the part at the beginning, and in this case, save it as link. Save all these parts for this assembly in the same area. It's going to make things easier when pulling them into the assembly. You'll see that in either next Wednesday's video or the video after that. So once we've saved it, let's see, why don't we give it the color, kind of a dark color, like something we go with, how about that, a light gray. And that's it for that part. Now I've already saved the other 2 parts that we're going to do ahead of time. Again, that's what you should be doing. So I can simply close out of this one here. And we're going to now move on to the handle link. All 3 of these parts are on the same drawing, by the way. So from here, again, everything should be in millimeter ground second. So I'm going to choose a front plane, Control 8 to bring it normal to. Choose a sketch. And for this one, it's going to be kind of similar. We'll choose a midpoint line, midpoint coincident to the origin, drag out, right click, select, click on the line for construction. And then this one is going to be 200 millimeters. Then from here we can go into our straight slot. We can choose both ends of the construction line, drag out. And this width is 30. And this one only has 2 holes in it on both ends. Same thing. We're going to press and hold the control key, select this one, select this circle. I must have grabbed an endpoint there. Grab these 2 circles, equal. And then we'll give one a dimension. I'll do the opposite side. Doesn't matter because they're both equal relations. So what I do to one changes the other. 15 mil on this one as well. We are complete. And from here we can go into our features tab, extrude boss base. End condition is already set to midplane. Again, remember, if you do not fully close out of SOLIDWORKS, most of the time the properties of certain features are going to retain certain values based on the previous use thereof. So something to keep in mind. So sometimes that'll make it faster, but just something, I wouldn't rely upon it, but it can happen for sure. And of course this part thickness is 10 mil. I don't have to change anything there, so I can simply select OK, Control S, and then from here let's right click on this and we'll make this one black. Control S, and we'll close out here. And now we're on to our final part, the Pawl. Where it's getting its name from is this specific piece. We're calling it a Pawl mechanism. You're going to see where this plays in the assembly, of course. So from here, it's going to be a gray part, it looks like. This one, yet again, the front plane. Select it, Control 8 to bring it normal to. Again, another thing to consider is if we're in the isometric and I choose the front plane, I can hit the space bar and I can bring the front view normal to with that, or Control 1, or I can click on normal to here. Number of different ways to get there. Control 8, I'm pretty sure is going to be your fastest way there. But again, they give you multiple options on how you want to navigate it. You'll find which way best suits you. From here, we're going to go into the Sketch tab. And on this one, it is not a slot because it is somewhat of a key shape. So what I'm going to start with is this ID circle. I'm going to make the center point coincident to the origin here. And we'll drag out and draw another one here. This ID is 10 mil. This OD is 20 mil. And now from here, I'm going to make a center line, one end coincident to the origin, and we'll drag out to the left, and we want to make sure we have a horizontal relation. And let's see here, a radius of 8. This is going to be unique. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this construction line here 83 mil. Then what we're going to do, it's a 12 mil, is we're actually going to offset entities here 12 millimeters. And then I want to do bidirectional. And actually with that, we'll make this 6 mil. Half and half, right? Select OK. So we'll bring those over here because this is going to get messy on this left side here. And then I'm going to come up here and trim entities. I don't need these lines in the circle. Perfect. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add this hook part down here. We'll come down here it's hidden within that dimensional line, and that's okay. And it looks like this is going to be 20 mils. Now check this out. We got an angular measurement here of 30. So I'll drag that out here, kind of like this. Notice if I go to other, oh, where are you? Custom text position. Let's just do that. And again, you'll want that option more or less in actual drawings than you would here, but it doesn't hurt to have it referenced there. And then what we'll finally do is a 3-point arc from here and here, dragging out roughly. And this is how I'm going to fully define this. Smart dimension. We're going to give it a radius of 8 mils. Now, let's back out of that for a second because it actually shaped it a little different than I want it to be. So we'll do it this way first. Give it some relations. So this line and this line is going to be control to select this, our arc, and this line. We want a tangent. And then we want to select this angular line and the arc and make that tangent. Then from here, let's check this radius. Not quite what it should be. So that's okay. Delete that tangent there. And it looks something like this. Now, you are fighting me. Let's see how we do if we... Interesting, this is not fully defined. You don't like that, okay. It's almost. Let's go here. Give this a horizontal relation. But this certainly looks tangent in our drawing. And then when I do that, so we're going to get rid of this line here. That's okay. And then I'm going to re-add this in, making sure it's horizontal. I'm going to press and hold the control key on these 2 points here, and I'm going to merge them. And then I'm just going to come up here, and I can now go from here and make this 12 millimeters. And now I should be able to make this tangent. And let's check this radius now. There we go. I'm going to leave that as a reference dimension. Okay, a little bit of a hiccup there. Brain's a little foggy. Again, I could use some coffee. But we were able to fix it here. So, from here, we can just go to our Features tab, choose Extruded Boss Base, Midplane, and this part thickness is 15 mils. And our overall dimension is 105.62. All right, and this one, we'll just give it the color. I think I already did that. We'll make ours light green. Color doesn't affect anything. It's just kind of separates the part once it's in the assembly a little bit more. It's not a material or anything like that. Hit Control S, and that is the conclusion to the third part, the Pawl, or the second part, or the first part, however you want to see it. So, I hope you learned something from these 3 parts here. We're going to pick it up next Wednesday with the ratchet wheel. This one's going to be more in depth on that one, so that's likely the only part we'll model on that one. Then the following video will likely model 2 more simple pieces and then throw it all together in assembly to complete this. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.